And who knows, maybe there's something that we missed. Well, you're idiots. I suspect you probably missed a lot.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things you missed in Loki Episode 2.
Brace yourself, Loki.
Nothing matters! Nothing has any consequence!
He's on it. I watched the videos.
For this list, we're looking at the Easter eggs, comic book references, and MCU callbacks you might have missed in this episode of the Disney Plus series. Since we'll be talking about every detail, it's time to give a spoiler warning. Which of these Loki moments surprised you the most? And did you see the cartoon where the TVA prunes time branches in the credits? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Miss Minutes fails Loki in the background.
Okay, y'all, let's review what we've learned. What happens when a Nexus event branches past Redline?
Very bad things.
Near the beginning of the episode, Loki is getting tutored on everything about the Time Variance Authority, aka the TVA, by Miss Minutes. When he gets bored with her lecture, he tries to attack her sort of living form.
Watch it, where's your manners? Oh, hey, quit it! That is not nice. Jerk.
She's eventually able to escape and take a jab at the God of Mischief. After Mobius asks how Loki's training is going, we'd recommend freezing to see Miss Minutes on the computer screen. You'd get to see her looking extremely angry and suggesting that Loki failed his TVA test. This subtle yet hilarious clapback shows us how sassy Miss Minutes can be. But although she gave him a failing grade, Loki later proves that he at least tried to do the TVA's homework.
And what do these do? Reset charges prune the affected radius of a branched timeline, allowing time to heal all its wounds.
Number 9. We got that Back to the Future reference.
C-20 and her team went dark shortly after they jumped into the 1985 branch.
Variant Loki continued her rampage through the timeline at a Renaissance fair in 1985. If you're a Back to the Future fan, you may have immediately gasped when you saw the year. In the classic sci-fi film, Marty McFly first uses the time machine in the year 1985.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
While we would absolutely love to see Loki talk to Dr. Emmett Brown, we sadly think it's unlikely. The TVA hates when people mess with time. Since Marty and Doc have a habit of altering the timeline, they'd probably be arrested by Mobius as soon as the DeLorean reached 85 miles per hour.
About all that talk about screwing up future events, the space-time continuum?
Well, I figured. What the hell?
Number 8. The number 372.
Let me park you at this desk, and don't be afraid to really lean into this work. Here's a good trick for you. Pretend your life depends on it.
After TVA agent Mobius asks Loki to do research on his time-hopping doppelganger, they stop right in front of the number 372. Their position on the screen is a huge comic Easter egg. The Time Variance Authority was officially introduced in The Mighty Thor issue number 372. In the story, Loki's brother Thor teams up with a member of the TVA to stop a villain. The God of Thunder notably bends the rules of time to prevent a terrible incident before it ever happened. Ironically, the TVA on the show tells Loki how dangerous it is to mess with time the way Thor did.
Why don't we just travel back to before the attack, when the variant first arrives?
Nexus events destabilize the time flow. This branch is still changing and growing, so you gotta show up in real time.
The God of Mischief might understand the rules of time more than the God of Thunder does.
Because whoever this variant is, we haven't been able to find him, so let's bring in an expert.
That's me.
Number 7. Loki could have spoken Latin with an Avenger. When Loki arrives in Pompeii, he stuns Mobius and the audience by speaking perfect Latin.
Mihi nomen est Loki, praefectus concilii ad tempus mutandem, atque ad vero acerbum nuntium ad vos omnes.
He shares this amazing multilingual talent with at least one other Avenger. In Iron Man 2, it's stated a couple of times that Black Widow can speak Latin fluently.
She's fluent in French, Italian, Russian, Latin. Who speaks Latin?
No one speaks Latin. It's a dead language.
She also takes the time to flex her language skills by telling Tony Stark that appearances can be deceiving.
Do you even speak Latin?
Falecis sunt rerum species.
Which means? Wait, what? What'd you just say?
It means you can either drive yourself home or I can have you collected.
Of course, he doesn't understand what she's saying. Black Widow could have had a fluent Latin conversation with Loki while they were on the helicarrier together. Well, looks like they'll have to show off their multilingual prowess to each other in another timeline.
And what will you do if I vow to spare him?
Not let you out.
Oh, no, but I like this.
Number 6. Loki's frost giant heritage.
We've grabbed enough temporal aura to know it's our Loki variant. But which kind of Loki remains unknown.
Although Loki grew up believing that he was Asgardian and the son of Odin, his father was actually a frost giant named Laufey. This revelation shocked and deeply hurt the God of Mischief when he first found out.
You could have told me what I was from the beginning. Why didn't you?
You're my son. I wanted only to protect you from the truth.
What, because I'm the monster parents tell their children about at night?
Unfortunately, he's reminded of his true nature while he's in the TVA. When Mobius is showing off different Loki variants, we see a blue version of the God of Mischief that seemingly embraced their frost giant heritage. The God of Mischief also gets an icy insult about his parentage later on in the episode.
I'll give you 2 options, and you can believe whichever one you want. A, because I see a scared little boy shivering in the cold, and you kind of feel bad for that ice runt.
If you don't want Loki to give you the cold shoulder or attack you with his iconic knives, don't make any frost giant jokes around him. Number 5. The slowly shape-shifting credits. There are tons of small details packed into the show's credits.
I see a scheme. And in that scheme, I see myself.
We get obvious shout-outs like Infinity Stones and subtle references like a TVA agent who forgets to use a coaster. Yeah, we know it's you, Mobius.
Mobius.
What? Those rings are already there.
And they're all from you.
But if you look very closely at the credits, you'll notice a major change between the first 2 episodes. At the end of episode 1, we see 5 pictures of Tom Hiddleston's Loki. In the credits of episode 2, 2 photos have been swapped out. One of the altered pictures depicts Loki in the TVA outfit he just started wearing. The second new photo shows actress Sophia DiMartino's Loki. Now that we know the credits can shapeshift, we'll be keeping a close eye on them.
You're very clever.
I know.
Number 4. ROXXCART may have sinister origins.
ROXXCART is a vast superstore common to the era. It consists of a series of sprawling sections, including a large warehouse.
Loki and the TVA agents travel to a superstore called ROXXCART in the year 2050. Its name sounds awfully similar to the Roxxon Corporation. Throughout several Marvel shows and movies, this shady company has been behind some major disasters. When members of the Roxxon Corporation started drilling near New Orleans, they accidentally released powerful energies. But they blamed one of their scientists for the entire incident.
Roxxon, they can be dangerous, petty. And my daughter, her entire future.
I understand.
The company's actions caused many people to get hurt or worse. And this is just one example of the many terrible things the company has done. So before you pick up a robotic dog at ROXXCART in the future, you may want to check if the store is owned by the wicked Roxxon Corporation.
Haven Hills, Alabama, corporate town owned by ROXXCART until it's wiped out by a hurricane. All the food and supplies you need. If he likes it there, there's no reason he can't keep going back and just camping out over and over.
Number 3. Franklin Delano Roosevelt is a major MCU figure. Judge Ravonna Renslayer hands Mobius a pen with the words Franklin Delano Roosevelt High School on the side.
You don't remember this? This must be from that analyst you keep on the side.
Although we're not sure where or when she got it from, we know how important this president is in the MCU. After Roosevelt gets into office, he kicks off a course of events that eventually lead to the formation of S.H.I.E.L.D.
FDR. He's elected president next year, then a few years later he forms the SSR. Which becomes S.H.I.E.L.D.
Employees of this notable spy agency have done everything from protecting the timeline to bringing the Avengers together. We know that the MCU would be very different if Roosevelt hadn't created the agency that became S.H.I.E.L.D. But we're still not sure if another notable MCU figure gave Ravonna that pen that honored the president's legacy.
FDR signed the Lend-Lease bill with these in 1941. Provided support to the Allies when they needed it most.
Number 2. The female Loki variant has a Fantastic Four connection. The second episode confirmed the fan theories that a female variant of Loki was underneath the hooded cloak.
What is this about?
This isn't about you.
Right.
While her motivations and origins are still a mystery, we know her comic counterpart made an interesting alliance. After Loki meets his end in the comics, the villain is reborn in a new body, and looks like the female warrior Sif. It's soon revealed that the God of Mischief is working with the famous Fantastic Four villain Dr. Doom. We already know a movie about the super team is eventually coming to the MCU. What if the live-action Loki variant is working with Doom? A partnership between the villains could be the first steps to bringing the Fantastic Four into the universe.
If it wasn't for the team, the whole world would be gone by now.
We can't run away from our responsibilities and the people we need to protect. This is who we are.
That's what I've been saying.
Then again, this new character is called Sylvie in foreign language credits, so there could also be a connection to Sylvie Lushton, aka the Enchantress. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Major MCU events may have been disrupted.
If you don't want to rule the TVA, then what do you want?
It doesn't matter. You're too late.
Shortly after the Loki variant drops a bunch of reset charges across time, the timeline goes haywire. If you freeze the show amidst all the chaos, you can spot a screen that highlights all the locations that have been affected by the Sinister plan. Loki's Asgardian home, the Grandmaster's trash planet of Sakaar, and the Nova Corps headquarters on Xandar were all put in the line of fire.
Thanos already has the Power Stone because he stole it last week when he decimated Xandar.
Both Ego's planet and Vormir, the resting place of the Soul Stone, were also caught in the midst of the time chaos. Incredibly important events in the MCU took place in all those locations. And we only had time to name 5. The Loki variant's actions may have permanently damaged the history of the MCU.
Reporting a code 000. Branch is rapidly forming at a...
Somebody just bombed the sacred timeline.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.